Hi there. I realize that my videos don't come with any great regularity. If anybody's been waiting for this one, well, it's finally here. As for what the topic is, that's a big question mark. I've been sort of dabbling in a number of different things. One of the things that I've been asked to do at the local camera club is a video on, not a video, a presentation on shooting miniatures. Now, they don't mean this is not going to be about macro photography. It's not going to involve a lot of specialized equipment. For the most part, pretty much any lens that will focus decently close can be used, because the miniatures I've been using is the mini-me right here, the little Lego me that my son made for me a few years back. And I've been playing around with this for a while. I think you may have seen some examples of that in some of my earlier videos. And it has piqued the interest of some people in the club, because there are many things besides, the obvious like flower photography and so on, that involve the use of miniatures and how to shoot them effectively. Now, most of what I've done in the past, I've done in natural light. Most of it has been done outdoors, actually. I've used my patio when there was snow on it as my little snowscape, my mountain scenes, whatever, for these particular toys in order to get the little tableaus that I have presented. So, it'll be interesting. I'm playing around now with some continuous lights. Right here, I'm being shot right now using my Olympus OMD EM1. And I have two basically LED flood lamps. And those LED flood lamps were purchased at a hardware store. They are mounted on light stands with a device meant, a socket, meant for those little screw-in strobes. This one right here. Okay? These little screw-in strobes come in very handy for lighting small areas, and of course the sockets for them came in handy for my continuous lights. So I think I'm going to be looking at taking these continuous lights to the meeting that night and using them as an example of how we can, on a very small budget, come up with something that's quite usable, quite workable. I've always been doing things on a budget, as you know. Most of my equipment, including the camera and lens that's filming right now, was bought used. The tripod on which it stands was bought used. The head I bought new. So a lot of the things I have are basically used, but hopefully not abused. The reason for that is, of course, budget. I don't have a huge budget for photography. So instead of buying a lot of expensive flash units, I have a number of Yongnuo flash triggers and some old Vivitar 285 flash units. In fact, I have three of them right now, one of which I actually modified right here. This mount had broken, so I permanently attached it to the front of the flash unit. It takes an umbrella right here. Now, why, you might ask? If you were to mount this properly on here, the head would be about right here. The center of the umbrella would be down here. You would not get even lighting. Now this is very close to the center of the umbrella, and a slight click can put it exactly where I need it. Now you might say, why an old 285 Vivitar? Because they do have adjustments. This one, for instance, has full power, it has half power, quarter power, and 1/16 power. Now in some cases even 1/16 is a little bit hot, but of course that just means we stop down a bit and still get a good exposure. So keeping things inexpensive while still having effective gear. These old 285 Vivitars were very well made and very good flash units. They take standard AA batteries. The nice thing about them is that the batteries fit in a little magazine. You can have 2 or 3 of these loaded and change batteries very, very quickly. So overall, with its zoom head, its adjustability, and its good power system, this is an excellent flash, but don't put it on your camera. The trigger voltage of this is only around 7 volts, this one, but I have tested some of the older ones that were much higher. That could do damage to the internal electronics of some cameras. So keep that in mind, folks. Don't go digging out these old flash units and sticking them in your hot shoe. If you do that, you may end up with a very, very expensive mistake. But using them with a set of flash triggers, especially inexpensive ones like the Yongnos, is quite effective. And I really like it. So there you go. That's about all I'm going to talk about today. The fact is that these little guys are going to be members of my presentation. I may take continuous lighting and possibly a flash unit just to show what can be done with these. Now the presentation is only going to be about 15 minutes, so it's not going to be an exhaustive study into shooting miniatures, but it will be something that I hope will get people started, and those who are interested hopefully will have questions that I may be able to answer in more detail. Well, so much for this video. Not a lot of information here, just sort of a what I'm doing now sort of thing. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like. If you'd like to see more of my videos, then by all means subscribe to my channel. And if you know of anybody who may get something useful from this particular video, by all means share it. Well, bye for now. Like my little cameraman? What can I say? I like toys. Bye.